It's time to get on up with Jam and Renee. And here's your hosts, James Arthur M. and Renee Culver.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome. You are here live with us on Backchannel, the only place on your Echo device where you can watch and listen to live shows and chat with the hosts in real time. This is Get On Up. I am your breakfast jam for the morning, James Arthur M. And don't you worry, our Renee Culver will be here in just a moment. The anticipation of Renee's grand return to Get On Up. We just wanted to tease it out as much as we possibly could. Good morning, Stacy, as well. If you all are just tuning in to Get On Up here on Backchannel, and you're like, well, when are y'all here? This is great. I love what I see so far. Loving the green. We are here every Monday through Friday to 7 a.m. at 7 a.m. Pacific time, 8 a.m. Mountain time, 9 a.m. Central time, and then 10 a.m. Eastern time, and we're here for a full 2 hours. We love 2 hours. You get to be on here on Get On Up. We love it. And you might be asking, well, you said at the very top of the show that I can interact, and you might be thinking, how do I do that? It is so simple. If you are on your Echo device, you send us a chat. You can ask questions. You can chime on in. We're going to be talking about all kinds of different things. And say is the magic word. You just use the word say is the magic word. So anything that you say after say will appear. Will appear. So as we get involved and get chatting here in the conversation, you'll be able to jump on in. So don't worry, Renee's coming. Having a little technical issues, but she will be here. So let's see who we got. We got Pomeranian, you're back. We had a great time with you last week, Pomeranian. We've got Dan as well from California, Shiloh. We got Stacy and a few no-name folks, but happy Monday to you all. Now, if you've joined the chat and your name is no name and you're like, that is not my name, how do I change it? It's so simple. You just go say, and you change your name. And look, we've got a Renee Colvert here. Jess, I spoke her into existence.
Excuse me. How are you? How are things? How's it going?
I just love that laugh that you had. Look at her. It's like she was in the mountains for the mountain. Look at her. It's a whole new woman, a whole new her.
We love to see it. Now, listen, she's got a new laptop. Well, it's not. It's an old laptop until the company issues her a new one.
Okay. Yeah.
And it is not recognizing my
your things. All your things. Yeah. Okay.
Sure. How are you? I'm so happy to see you. How are you?
It's been so great. It's good. Well, I just was introducing who all the folks are that we have in the audience. So you missed nothing, Renee. We're so glad to have you. You did miss this. Apparently, Stacey will not be able to be with us.
I want to hear all the latest and greatest.
Okay. Feel free to just
restream is like, you know what? I do not like.
I don't like what I'm seeing.
Is that any better? Can you hear me now?
Now you're radio DJ. Look at radio DJ Renee. Wiki, radio it up. All right. Well, I want to get into what Renee has been up to. In fact, I meant to tag on your Instagram. Please share these photos to Sarah so we could see these amazing photos. So we'll have to tomorrow. Would you be willing to share your photos that you posted on Instagram? Because they're
love nothing more. I would absolutely love nothing more. It would be my true delight.
We gotta tease it up. All right. Well, we're gonna do a little bit of a weekend check-in, which I can't wait to hear about what Renee's gonna describe it to us, and then tomorrow we'll get to take a look at some of the photos. Sure. And she'll also describe those photos for us as well tomorrow. So don't you worry if you're like, I can't see them. It's okay. She'll describe them. We're gonna do a weekend check-in. We've got our celebrity birthday quiz for people from the weekend and today's. I mean, it's gonna be it's gonna be a long one of those. We've also got our Asian Pacific American Heritage Month, APAH month, who we're celebrating all month long. And we also got our Monocle Monday news. And I gotta tell you, I got one news story that I'm just gonna focus in on. I'm gonna tease you a little bit, Renee, about what it is. It is about, I don't know if you all seen the Abercrombie and Fitch documentary, White Hot. I'm doing a deep dive into 6 things that this documentary revealed about Abercrombie and Fitch.
Whoa. I will be very excited to learn all of this. This sounds provocative and upsetting.
Oh,
Accurate?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be curious.
Okay.
I can't wait to find out if any of y'all like had been like if you I'm curious to find out what everyone's relationship to Abercrombie and Fitch is. So I can't wait to find out. Do you
Yeah.
have a relationship with them?
I feel like we've touched on this a little bit here, a little bit there. For me, you're never going to believe the origin for me. You're never going to believe it. Does it backtrack to a theme park? Yes, of course it does. My days at Universal Studios? Absolutely. So when I would walk into work, we would walk down City Walk. There was an Abercrombie there. I couldn't afford anything, but I tell you what, sometimes it's just a little bit stinky. So I used the spritz that was free sample. So I
Oh,
have a signature scent from 2006 to 2008 of whatever Abercrombie was, and anytime I get a whiff, I'm like, "Ugh, well, that's a whiff of bad decisions right there." That's what it smells like to me.
well, don't worry. You've missed nothing. This documentary
Okay,
will be like, oh, good. I'm glad I never gave them any of my money.
fair.
So
Oh,
there it
no,
is. And look,
Abercrombie. Makes
great.
sense. I
Yeah,
feel like
yeah.
we
No, it's
probably
bad.
could have deduced such a
Oh,
thing. Okay,
it's bad. Everything that you assumed is probably right.
right.
Hello, Raymond. Raymond is here. Look, Raymond. Renee's back. I mean, everybody missed you, but
Right. I have missed
Raymond,
everybody so
Raymond is here.
much.
And then we're gonna close out with some. I think we're gonna play Rink It. I'm not exactly sure the theme of it,
Yeah.
but it's coming.
All
And
right,
then we
we can
got
figure that out.
our manic Monday mantra Monday intention setting for the day. So that's the whole entire
Perfect.
thing. That is it.
A brilliant plan. I love this so much. Now I can put it in the chat or I can tell everybody. I don't on this laptop does not have access to the chat. So I think the way that it works is that Backchannel has to approve whatever laptop you are on, and they have not approved
Oh,
this one just yet. So I will be echoing your
flying
sentiments
blind.
throughout the show.
Oh, great. Well, then this means we'll have you run Celebrity Birthday Quiz because that way
Okay.
I don't have to relay the answers to you of like,
You can
oh, Raymond
participate
said
accurately.
this.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll
Okay.
do that. We'll switch it
I
up.
am so excited to hear about you. I need to hear about your week in LA. I need to hear about the shows that I was on. There is so much I need to catch up on with you. And I appreciate that you're like, well, the back channel is already know, but I don't. I do not
But
know.
you know what is so funny? Renee's
What?
bearing the lead. Is that we wanted to hear what was going on with you. But in one moment, I
Yes.
do want to shout out this. So if you all are here, look, we got our subscribers, Stacy and Raymond. You know you can subscribe to this very show. You'll never miss a beat. If we have an announcement, you'll be the first one to hear. And then yes, you can always just send us a chat. Remember, say is the magic word. And then Raymond said, we are used to it after this past week. Oh, what I'm used to. What happened this week? The show going
Let's hear it.
awry? Because it
Let's
did.
hear it.
We had
Oh no.
slight tech issues on Friday.
Oh
And then
puppy. Okay.
Stacey said we had Mackenzie on Wednesday and on Friday. And then we had Avi on Thursday. It's like, it's great. We're
Amazing.
growing the Get On Up team. Go
I
on the
love it.
team.
It's a good team. It's a good girl.
Good team.
Honestly, I can foretell you're going to have 8 million talk shows. Of course you are. You were a star. We know it. I feel like one of them could be a round table show, much like
Mm,
there's a better example of this, but Chelsea Handler. So you were the staple, you were the mainstay, and then every night different comedians and hosts circle in as the round table. I can see it.
mhm.
I can visualize it.
Yep. Yes. Well, I mean, that is part of my dream, Renee. A talk show. I thought you were going to say The View, and I was like, that's my dream. But you bumped me up, and you're like, no, it's you at the center. It's you at the
Okay.
center.
Well,
So,
we can get you the view too. That's
all right.
we got all kinds of options. All kinds of options. So
All
yeah, how
right.
about this? Could we do a trade?
How
I will tell you
was
about
the
my weekend
weekend?
so
Yes.
long as you tell me about your weekend and everything I missed. We'll do a little
Sure.
flip flop.
Get on uppers. We also want to know how your weekend was. So feel free to shout out and you just go say, I made brownies this weekend. That's not what I did, but just an example. What did you get into this weekend? So Stacy, Raymond, Dan, web chat user, our no name friends. What did you get? Pomeranian. What did you get into
Let me
this weekend?
know.
What did you
What
get into this weekend?
what did you do to yourself? So yes, so I took myself up to Big Sur
Mm.
Oh boy, that'll fix everything. It will just fix everything. It's insane. Uh, so Big Sur is a national park in Northern California, which is pretty close. I every time I saw Santa Cruz next right, I was like, that's where my jam's from. That's where it's from. It's my go slugs. Tree slugs? What kind of slugs is your mascot? There's a
Banana slugs.
banana slugs. Okay.
I love it. You were right there. Thank you. Yes, our mascot at UC Santa Cruz, and this just kind of just shows you what kind of school we were. It was a banana slugs. Like
It's the
so,
banana slug.
there's not we're not a lot of very sports oriented school. It's a hippie school.
Which is delight it is so funny for that to be the mascot, but I also, of course, I'm gonna take a quick Google to what kind of animals will I see? And banana slugs was at the top of the list. It's a common animal that you will see in
It's
Northern
so
California.
wild. So Big Sur is like it's south of Monterey.
Mhm.
And so it's south of Santa Cruz.
Yeah,
I'm looking at the map here because I heard
yeah.
people in college always talking about Big Sur, but I can't believe I went to school so close to Big Sur and I never went.
And I found myself
Never went.
fascinated by that and nearly called you to be like, "Can you just swing down real quick? Can you
What did you do?
how did we get you to not be here? Because
Yeah.
it is I just I am of the notion I grew up in Colorado, didn't well, I was dragged to national parks as a kid. Hated it. I wanted to live in a big city. I wanna be among the people, I'd scream. And so I hated it. But then and I didn't really care too much for nature when I lived in California, but then when I went to New York, I found myself running the loop of Central Park every single day. And I was like, "Ew. Yep. Either she's getting old and or she needs her trees. She needs
Mm,
that's a big thing.
mhm.
And boy, will you find trees in Big Sur because they've got those redwoods, which I bet you saw on your hike that you went on. Were there redwoods in that one?
Oh,
Like,
yes, I
this
went
is
to
months
Muir
ago.
Woods. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. When I went
and
to
the
Muir Woods. Yeah, it's a
redwoods in that one too.
very much a Northern California thing.
They're just I don't know, the trees getting that tall, you can't help but feel protected by them. 'Em.
Mm,
They're
mm,
so
mm,
great.
mm, mm,
So,
mm,
just went
mm,
on lots of hikes, saw lots of oceans. The water is that kind of, like, crystal blue, aqua, you're just and I literally spent 3 days screaming, "How? How?" at nature because I don't understand how did it get this beautiful? It makes no sense to me. And then the highlight for me was I came across a baby seal cove in
mm.
which there is a cove where the moms go to have their babies every year. And I guess
Oh.
I didn't know this, but a ranger taught me that seals take 1 month to wean. So they're all born mid-April. They're getting close to weaning. So right now, you see the moms like try to teach them to wean. So they'll floppity floppity flop over to the side, and then you got a little baby. You'll fall them over. Ugh, watch for hours. I loved it. It was great.
Well, the chat is right. It sounds amazing. It sounds beautiful. I'm sure, like, I would just cry. Baby seals, were they being born? This is so cute. Tim chimed in about what they did this weekend. They said, I ran a particularly hilly half marathon yesterday, and I'm definitely
Ooh,
feeling it today.
yeah,
Congratulations,
that's
Tim. That's big.
incredible.
That is
That's so
huge.
impressive. Tim, where was that half marathon?
Yes. And Tim, was this for fun? I guess all of these marathons are for fun. I don't know. Yeah, you
Yeah,
just do this for fun. You're like,
makes
this is
sense.
gonna be
I mean,
fun
some
for
of them
me.
have a philanthropic angle, but I think for the most
Oh,
part,
that's true. Yeah, 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 yeah,
it
yeah.
helpful. Tim, I used to run half marathons. Did I decide in Big Sur that I'm coming back? Sure, of course I did. Oh my God, the dreams I set while I was out there. Whew. Did I get up early and run today? No, no. So that quickly faded.
That's what
But
for tomorrow is. That's what for
thank
tomorrow is. That's
you,
what tomorrow is
thank
for.
you. But my
Stacy does not like bananas. No how. No,
okay,
she's like, no,
no how,
no,
no
not
way.
gonna do it.
All
Not
right,
gonna do it.
fair.
And then we were talking about all this nature. Stacy was like, that's just what God made that beautiful for us. Yes, she did. Yes, she
Actually, I
did.
do not disagree with you. Don't do you involuntarily say things like glorious and magnificent and wondrous? Involuntarily, they just drop out at you like wondrous. You're just like, I've never used that word ever.
Wondrous. Wow, because you're in such awe. I think it
Yeah.
makes sense. I think it makes sense. Tim said that their marathon was in Adamant, Vermont. Beautiful
Okay.
day. I have a
Amazing.
confession to make. Anytime someone says Vermont,
Yeah.
my follow-up question, and I have to like stop asking people this because I don't
Mhm.
want to like I always go and someone's like, "Oh, I was in Vermont or I grew up in Vermont." I'm like, "Did you make jam?" Like, I just assume that all people do in Vermont is just make
Yeah.
jam. And it's
Yeah.
because because in Scandal, in Shonda
Right.
Rhimes' Scandal, Olivia and Fitz, they always were like, "We're gonna get a cat." Like they were gonna run away together and get a
Right.
cabin and make jam together. And so sometimes, like as the season went
Delightful.
on, they were like, we'll always have we can make jam," or they would just give each other a gift of like a jar of jam, and
This is
so
very
they would
sweet.
just know.
This
And
is
so
very
I'm
sweet.
sorry, Tim, but have you ever made jam before,
Yeah, making
Tim?
some jam.
Have
Maybe
you
making a little bit
ever?
of jam. Is that what's going on there? I love it. You know what's interesting, Tim, sorry to pile on to
Oh,
what we think about your state.
and Sarah says they love making jam, and Sarah lives in Connecticut, and I'm pretty sure Sarah's dipped on over to
See?
Vermont. And Sarah, when you made jam, producer Sarah, were you in Vermont? I'm just
Yeah.
saying, it seems like this might track. I'm sorry, Renee, you were saying.
Yeah.
I just
No,
had
no, no.
to.
I was again, not to pile on, but for some reason I associate it with maple syrup, which I think I might be conflating with Canada. But Vermont is making
No, they
comforting accoutrement.
they sweet things.
Yes.
They are known for their maple syrup because like my roommate
Okay.
was from Vermont and got
Uh-huh.
mad at me because I was still buying log cabin syrup,
Oh,
and he was like, "That's not real
you don't.
syrup. You need
You
the
can't.
real. It needs to say 100% maple
Yeah,
syrup."
okay.
And I just
Okay.
ate,
Okay. All right.
I can't taste.
Okay.
I can't taste the difference. I just know I'm paying $20 for a tiny bottle of syrup when I could be paying 5.
And that's the
But
experience right there. Yeah.
whatever. Okay, whatever.
I love it.
Um.
Uh, yes.
All right.
Eh,
Well, let's look at that. We got an LOL from No Name. See, look at that. The first time that we're already
Delightful.
giggling. We're already
Delightful. I just know I'm
giggling.
paying 20 bucks more.
You can't
That's
taste the
funny.
difference. All right. Well,
Yes.
yes. And so I was in LA for the week. It was amazing. It was wonderful. You already know this, Renee, because you live there. And it is up. Stacy, one moment. Can I talk about my weekend,
Oh,
Stacy?
is
I
she
got to
saying
hear
gimme,
about your
gimme?
weekend.
Are we
Yes.
getting gimme, gimme? Stacy,
Okay.
you be
Stacy.
patient.
Come
You'll be
on.
patient.
Come on. We'll
Okay.
get there. We'll get there. Let's see. So yeah, I was in LA for the week. It was amazing. It was wonderful. I'm hearing mixed reviews of like, can I get an apartment for I'm like within my budget? Like
Okay.
which is insane. I think my budget's pretty good.
Yeah.
And I'm hearing mixed reviews of people being like, yes, you can
Who's
in West Hollywood, and some are like, no, that'll be impossible. But then I look on this app and it's like, oh yeah, you live right there.
who's saying no?
There's some people I know.
Okay. Are they trustworthy? I think
They
consider the
are. I
source. Are they?
no, they
Okay.
are. I know they
Okay.
are. And I will say there's one thing about spending some time in LA. Like some of my favorite people are there. I mean, like it just I think I'm ready for the change. I'm
Mhm.
ready to be out on my own. I will
Yeah.
no longer have to see a dirty stove that, wasn't cleaned up by my roommate. We all know how I've been feeling about this for weeks. We know.
It's
We know.
the worst. It truly is, wait, hold on, is this yours? No, okay, so I have 2 friends, that I've squished together and giving college
Mm.
professors the wisdom of Yoda if you squish
Oh,
them together. Yours said, "Get into therapy immediately," right? Is what you're
mhm,
saying? And
mhm,
then my other friend said, "Your home is if you were in this business, if you were in this business of show, there's going to be so much rejection. There's going to be so much preparing for things that don't go your like it's going to be so hard. The one thing you must do is create a sanctuary. Your
yeah,
home has to be a place where you can relax.
yeah,
And it's just it's so important. So I'm glad that
yeah.
I'm very, very happy that you're doing it. And I love having you close. This is the best news in the world for me.
Mhm, mhm, and even
I
look, Stacey's
yeah,
on my side and our side. Stacey's like, "Dealing with a dirty stove is not a good thing, Jim."
no,
I know,
no,
and it's so simple. Here's my little hack
yes.
for keeping a stove clean.
Here we go.
As soon as you're done using it, you wipe
Just
it
give a
off,
little
and
wipe
then, oh
down.
my god, it'll make keeping it clean so much easier. You don't have to, like, get there and scrub it, no, you just wipe it
Mhm.
right off. You wipe it right
Easy.
off.
You
Makes it
can
easy.
apply that to all things. Make your bed first thing in the morning. Wipe down your bathroom first thing in
Yeah.
the morning. Easy
hmm
peasy.
Yeah,
What
just
a
makes
team.
everything just so much more easier. You're just like,
Yeah.
boop, 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 boop. It's so easy. So, yes, I had a great time. I went to West Hollywood is wild. Oh my goddess. Like,
Yeah.
it's great. I had a really great time. Got to see a lot of great people. So I'm sold. I mean, again, my biggest hurdle of moving to LA is I've not had to have a car for 10 years.
Sure.
I lived in San Francisco, then New York, then San Francisco, and I really
Right.
enjoy not having to have a car, which is why I'm trying to move to like a neighborhood,
Yeah.
so I can get some like,
I
I want to go to
also
walk to something.
have 3 friends who don't have a car. You just Uber everywhere,
Mhm.
and I think you sort of, like, figure out the
Yeah.
cost of where your job is, how much you're traveling versus the price of a car. It might make more sense for you to just ride share
Yeah, because
if you
I
want.
mean, I work from home,
Yeah.
so, I don't know that, but, yeah, so, okay, we'll see.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay. Well,
Well, had a
I
great
love
time. It was
I'm
great. Alright,
very
let's
excited.
I
Okay,
think it's
birthdays.
time
All right. I
for yes.
I don't want to leave this with you can find a place in your budget. I
Mhm.
if I had so many people tell me I couldn't live where I am. You absolutely can.
Oh.
You
Why
absolutely
do
can.
people
You just
always do that? They're always
I don't know.
like, "Oh, you'll never find" like,
Yeah,
I've always been able to, like, find places in the neighborhoods I wanted to live, and people are
absolutely you
always like,
can.
"You'll never be able
Yeah.
to," and I literally Renee just looked at all of the sites, all the apps, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, there you go, right
I
there."
will also I don't think I've ever gotten an apartment off an app. This is a pain in the butt, but you walk around and you call the, like, for rent signs
Mhm.
because the
Yeah,
good places, if they post, they go so quickly, they're
it
like,
goes
"Well, now
so
I'm having to deal with a million calls." So, we're gonna get you a good place. I'm excited. I'm excited.
mm,
Okay, now I'm ready to sing.
that is true. Renee is so, like and you paid him in cash.
Yeah.
I love it. And Tim said they're just jealous. They're just
Yeah,
jealous.
I
Oh,
think
look at
Tim's
this.
right.
I'm getting so many great advices from my Get On Up friends.
Let's hear
So
it.
she said, don't listen to what the people say because some people don't even know your situation. And they can't. It's so true. We like
Yeah.
looking. Yeah, it's so true. Kind of just gotta trust your own gut and your own spirit. So thanks, friends. All right, here we go. Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday,
celebrities.
celebrities.
Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday,
celebrities.
celebrities.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday. Great. All right, she's clicking on a doc. She's clicking on a doc. Here she comes, getting
All
ready.
right. So, celebrity
Now,
birthdays, how it works is
yes,
yes,
please tell me.
Renee. Do you have access to the stock? Okay, see you in there.
Yes,
She's got it. She's
she's got it.
recognized.
She's got it. She's in. She's
So
driving.
we left off on May 6th. So if we can do the weekend birthdays, that would be great. How it's gonna
Okay.
work is y'all, Renee, our birthday sovereign. I almost said mistress, and I'm like, I don't think that's the title. That's
I would apply.
our our quiz mistress. I was thinking like mystery, and I was like,
Right.
well, I was like, didn't want to use the word master, so I went mistress.
I
It does
I
not.
love it. I think you chose right. You chose right. You did it correctly.
Alright, and canceled. Look at that, Pomeranian chiming in, "Yay, celebrity birthdays, I'm ready." So Renee's gonna ask us questions about these celebrities who were born yesterday, today, and not tomorrow, but ones that will go all the way up to today. And we're gonna work together as a team, y'all, to figure it out. So say as the magic word, or if you're on the YouTubes, you can just chime on in. All right, Renee,
All
who do we
right.
got? What does
Let's
we
do
do?
a quick scoot back to Saturday on May 7th. It was 80 Bryant's birthday. Oh, we
Mm.
love 80 Bryant. 80 Bryant turning 35. 35, 80 Bryant.
Wow.
Started in this famous improv troupe. Got her start in which
Oh.
famous improv troupe or which famous improv school?
Okay, that makes okay. All right, y'all. They got their start at a famous. We're just discussing. We're
Okay,
discussing out
just
loud,
just a
not
quick
locking in
just a
answers.
quick chit chat around it. Okay.
So we have Second City, which is where a lot of SNL people come from, but we also have Upright Citizens Brigade, which I actually don't know if anybody from SNL has come from that one. I feel like it's like a pipeline from Second City. There's also the Groundlings in
True. Good point.
LA. Now, 80 Bryan went to school. She's from Arizona. So did she make the trek to like Chicago? Can we see 80 Bryant in Chicago? Or did Edie Bryant go to LA? Because she's like, well, Arizona, LA. Tim said the groundlings question mark. Oh, I
Mm,
hope
mhm.
so. Let's go with the groundlings, and that would explain why she is so funny. I think the
I
groundlings
love that.
underrated.
I'm
Underrated.
curious if she also does the groundlings. The answer that, Sarah has put here is, Second City, but I'm
Oh,
going with
maybe.
The
But everyone's
Groundlings.
coming in hot. Even Raymond said
See.
the groundlings. Stacey said the groundlings. Everyone went the
Okay, well,
groundlings.
hold on. Let's check, let's check, let's
But
check.
maybe this
Uh,
is like a what's it called? We all are from a different universe. What is it? Oh, Mandela effect. We all think that,
oh,
we live
sure.
in the universe where we remember that she was from the
Yeah.
groundlings. Mhm.
Listen, can we do a TBD? The internet is not confirming nor denying if she took classes at the Groundlings, but they are definitely saying Second City. So let's go with
Okay,
Second City for
well,
now.
there we go.
But
All right. Well, we all got
here's
it wrong, but at least we did
I
it together. That's what
don't
I love.
disagree. I think you did it right. I think you did it
No.
correctly. And I can tell you assuredly, I feel like every single one of those SNL stars took a class at all three. Maybe they
Mhm.
weren't a
Yeah.
groundling. Maybe they didn't make it to
Right,
the
right,
troop,
right,
but
right, right,
I
right.
bet she took a class. So, you know
Yeah.
what? Revised. You're all right. Correct.
Okay.
Okay.
We
Now
Renee's so kind. But we don't always have to have a participation award. I take solace in that we all collectively got it wrong. Like we all went in hot. We were like groundlings, groundlings. Even Stacey
Yeah,
was like groundlings. Yeah, you're like wrong. You're like, but we did it together.
but we're together as a team. We did it. Okay, now, get on uppers. I'm gonna need your help here. I I am
I got it.
embarrassed that I do not know this man, and I feel like I should. On
Yeah.
and I also don't know if he's alive.
Okay.
Let's give it a shot. Let's see what we can do. So
Mm.
also this was on Sunday. On Sunday, it was
Uh,
David Attenborough's 96th birthday. David Attenborough's
I know.
96th
I've heard the name.
birthday.
This happened to us. This is what happening to us so much in May. This happened
Yeah.
to us so much last week that there were so many sorry to this man.
Oh, sure.
There was so many sorry to this man. Like we don't know who this person is,
We
but
someone it's somebody.
yeah, we were
Let's
learning.
let's
We were
see
learning.
here. Okay,
Yeah.
well, I appreciate it. Well, let's see if we can, deduce what TV network did he work for? So he's an actor.
Oh,
What TV network was he
actor.
primarily on?
Oh, Tim is so okay. We're getting it together because Tim goes, oh, he's the one that does the nature films, and
Mm.
even Stacey said, oh, look at this teamwork effort happening here. Stacey goes, David Attenborough played in Planet Earth, so it's like Planet Earth documentary. It was like
Okay.
thing.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
He's the
Okay.
nature guy, and you're asking for what network?
Yes,
Hmm.
please. What network is that primarily on?
Like,
I
does
don't know if this helps.
does we think like Discovery Channel? Like, because he's like, I'm nature. And I'm doing nature
That would make the
things.
most sense. Would make the most sense, yeah.
What do we think, y'all? Network. Is this part of the big 5 networks, or is it like, I gotta have cable?
I think it's something that starts with a B.
Raymond said BBC, Stacey said BBC America. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I feel like that's the one that really starts with a B. Unless he's on BET.
Yeah, he's the star of BET. I'm being no
And what happens is that I look at him and I think about it and I laugh even more. I don't think I'm gonna do this show. No, we're going. Okay, you all can go at BBC. I'm gonna go at
Okay,
BET.
good, and thank God that you did, because that was the hardest I've laughed in days. It was BBC.
Dang it! I was 2
I
letters
know,
off.
I know, I know. I did you had a good chance. Okay.
Nature. This guy doing nature documentaries on BET. I want to see it. Oh man.
Oh, boy, that's
Uh,
fun. Okay. Also yesterday, on Sunday, it was Enrique
Ooh,
Iglesias' birthday, turning 47.
Palamos, for them
Mm,
take you
mm, mm,
over
mm,
Palamos, te quiero, mamma
mm,
mia,
mm, mm,
Palamos. It's
mm,
like
mm, mm, mm,
Pomeranian
mm.
is dying over our BET comment. That's like BET crying, laughing emoji.
Accurate. It's so funny. hilarious. Okay. So Enrique Iglesias is curious. I don't know this. Has this famous facial feature?
Oh, okay. We noticed he got it removed. He
Oh,
doesn't have it
okay.
anymore. That's not your fault. Because look at this
Had
picture. You can't
sure.
see it.
You sure can.
hmm
You sure can.
He,
Okay.
which was, I think he was like, oh, cancer or something. But it was like his like
Oh, poor.
thing. Not
Oh,
like he thought it was cancer. Like I think he was like, oh, and he got self conscious.
sure.
This industry, folks.
I'm telling you.
I know what it is, but I'm leaving space for the get
Okay.
on uppers if they would like to chime in. I believe this was on his face. Oh, look, Bunny has joined as well. And welcome to those of you who've just joined in. We are playing Celebrity Birthday Quiz. Well,
Hi,
Renee is
Bunny.
quizzing us on celebrities who are born this weekend and today. Enrique Iglesias is turning 47. Well. And Raymond got it. Mole. He had a mole on his
Where was
face.
it?
Like on his nose? Where was it? Let's
Oh,
see. I'm
somewhere.
trying to.
Okay.
That's a good follow-up question. Okay, I'm gonna try to not Google.
Okay.
All right. Where what oh his cheek. His cheek.
Oh,
It's been so long, I can't remember what he looked like with it. Let's see if we
there it
can see an
is. Yeah.
old picture.
He was
Enrique
so
Iglesias' mole. I'm gonna Google.
interesting. This can either fall into the
Ah,
category of where was it?
it was right here, like underneath his like
Oh,
eye.
right. Right. Okay, I remember that. Okay. Okay. Well, good to see you either way. We're happy to
Yeah.
have you however you want to show up.
One of the most
Uh,
attractive humans ever. So
my goodness gracious. Yep. When you're right, you're right. I don't think that this is important, but the story that I was about to tell was I don't know if this is just aesthetic oblivious, like I just don't recognize things because you show up with a handsome haircut numerous times, and I'm just like, I don't. Yeah, I just blindly see handsome. Same with Enrique, where I'm like, I label it. Well, that is handsome, and then I don't, and I don't pay attention to any other features. And there's a particularly handsome man that I ran into the other day, and I was like, "Look at this, looking nice."
Oh.
He had a little 5 o'clock shadow.
Mm.
Apparently, he's always had that forever, ever in a day. Never once has he not had that. But for some reason, I was just like, and maybe it's because I've only seen him in a mask for a long time. Who knows why? But it is very
Mhm.
interesting to me how little I pay attention to changes in people's faces,
I'm
including but not
also
limited to
hearing
moles.
I'm also hearing that Renee went on a date this weekend or something.
Oh,
And Big Sur with this
oh,
handsome man?
no, he's
Okay.
just a cute guy who runs one of the local shops around here. And I said,
Okay.
"Well, I like it,
Sounds
growing it in." And he was like, "For the entire time you've known me, yes."
sounds like the beginnings of a great Lifetime movie starring Renee.
It went sure, I love it. I love that you want that for me.
I do. I do.
You're good.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
yes. How we
Next
feeling?
question. I think
Are
we're ready.
you
Yeah, I think we're ready.
ready to move to today? Today is the day of the
Wow.
birth. It is Billy Joel's 73rd birthday.
Mm,
Happy birthday
mm, mm, mm.
to Billy Joel. I
I
would
did
love to
not
ask.
realize he looked like that. You know what? You know who I assume who's one of the other like older rock and roll guys who's still making music? I feel like I use him like I wish I knew who the guy was I was talking about. Oh my god. Everybody
Yeah,
loves him. They like lose their mind over him. He's been around forever. People like love this guy so much.
give me his profession. Actor,
He's
singer,
a
yeah,
singer
singer.
guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's this other like older rock and roll guy
Is
who's
it
been
Elton
around.
John?
No, no, not
No. Oh,
him.
Phil
Uh,
Collins?
no, we're getting in the kind of direct. No, like I think he plays guitar.
Sting?
Okay, we're so close. We're so close. We're so close. It's gonna bug me. We're not gonna do the show
Okay.
until who am I thinking of?
Got Bon Jovi?
Oh, okay. Older. It's
Okay.
my
Mick
like
Jagger?
someone in their 60s would enjoy them.
Okay.
Uh God, it's gonna
Okay.
bug me.
All right. No,
Okay.
okay.
All right.
Well, we
We'll
can
leave
you
this
do a quick
alone.
Google. and I
I
will.
can't Google what I can't because I don't know his name or even a
Oh,
song.
okay. Well, here's what
Can't
I would bet.
Google
I would bet
anything.
if you let your mind, like, ease, you'll be able to think of the song they sing, and then we'll be able to at any point in the show, you can just holler the name of the song, and then we'll tell
And
you who sings it.
God, not Rod Stewart, not Barry Manilow. The Get On Uppers are being so kind.
Oh,
I will
buddies.
say
Yes.
Pomeranian joint loves Billy Joel. We'll get to Billy Joel. I know it's their birthday, but what about this other guy I'm thinking of? Anyways, all this to say, didn't realize that's what Billy Joel looked like. I thought he looked like this other guy that I can't remember the name
Okay.
of.
Okay, well, we'll get there, though. It'll come to you. It's that thing of, like, if you just let your mind rest, it'll circle back
Oh,
and get there.
Pomeranian has a question.
Yeah.
Did Tog meet the new date he needs to approve first?
Oh, I've got first off, Pomeranian, I love you so much, and I couldn't agree more. I can't convey enough how much I am not dating. I just saw an attractive man and told him I liked his beard, and he said, "You've never seen me without one."
That's enough for us. We're like, "Oh my god, Renee's got a new boyfriend. Oh my god, when's he
Oh.
gonna propose?" Oh
But
gosh.
no, I agree, Pomeranian, that I think in having a dog the best thing in the world because they are such a litmus test for good or bad. If not
Yeah.
only if the dog likes you, but if they are obsessed with the dog, it
Bruce
matters.
Springsteen!
Go, you did it. You did it. You did it. You did
Bruce
it. Nice.
Springsteen.
You got there.
So I thought that Barry, like I think they all look like Bruce Springsteen's the only one that I can't remember his name clearly,
Sure.
but I can remember his face. So I thought that I get him and Billy Joel confused, I guess.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong to think as much. I think
See,
that is
even
very funny.
Pomeranian was like, "This is gonna kill me," trying to figure out who you're talking about
Who
because
was
Pomeranian's
it?
like, describe the physical attributes. In Pomeranian, it was killing me too. I stopped the entire show. It was not gonna let us go on to a single
You
thing.
must help.
It's Billy Joel's birthday,
Yeah.
but I had to
But
go on
we
this
will be
tangent.
talking about Bruce Springsteen the whole time. Yes.
Like, you know what? I thought that he looked like that other guy. Who was it? Oh, stop the show.
Hold
Stop
on.
the show.
Hold. I I don't disagree with you. I think you are right to do as much. Yes, everything
Now
has gone according to plan this morning.
now
Yes.
when we look at my hints, don't they
Yes.
make sense? I was like,
Sure.
old
I
rock and roll guy. If I was in my 60s, I would really love them. He
Yeah.
white. Yep, see?
Honestly,
Mhm.
that's on us to not lead with Bruce Springsteen. That it should have been on the tip of all of our tongues, and the fact that we didn't do it means we're in the wrong. Not you know what?
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
take that off the Get On Uppers. I'm gonna put it on me. Get
Oh,
On
no,
Uppers did
no.
it properly. I, on the other hand, started to stray into Elton John territory. I got you Phil Collins at one point. Is he rock and roll? I don't know.
Look at this Pomeranian came in. It's okay,
Yeah.
Renee. Purple heart. The right one will come along. You deserve the
Ugh.
best. Don't settle. Renee, I think you need to break. I
Pomeranian.
agree. Renee, break up with 5 o'clock shadow immediately.
Okay,
I
okay.
like don't
Alright.
settle for him.
Thank you,
You're
guys.
better
Thank you,
than
guys.
this.
And I am glad you read between the lines that we are absolutely dating. He is not a man who just works at a cafe close to me. We are in it, and I I'll go let
You
him
can
know that it's over. I'll just announce.
you can do better. You can do better.
Okay, alright. And I
Uh,
will I should I lead with that?
I
So,
can do
before I order
better.
my coffee, I will be like, "I can do better, and we are done. 1 vanilla oat milk latte, please." Is that
Oh man, I want in an alternate universe. I don't want you to do that because I think that'll be mortifying. But I do like I want there to be a version where
Right.
it's like you did do this, and obviously he thinks you're crazy, but we'll get a laugh.
I'm having a good time with it. I think it's real fun. And I think to lead with the breakup and then put in your order, I think I did that correctly, which
No,
was
100%. And
I can do better.
one,
This
yes.
is over. You and me are no more. 1 vanilla oat milk latte, please. Okay.
I also learned today what Renee gets when she goes to the
Oh,
coffee
she
shop.
does.
I
She
learned so
loves it.
much.
She
I
loves it. They make their own
well,
vanilla. So this is gonna be tough,
oh,
and I guess that's the whole reason why you don't break up is like, "Well, I can't break up with that latte."
Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah,
exactly it. That's exactly
yeah.
it.
Things to consider. Do you
Well,
want a question about Billy Joel?
oh, yeah, we'll get there. But I wanna welcome Teresa and No Name and Keith and Daniel to the show. We're playing Celebrity Birthday Quiz. Renee is trying to ask us questions about birthday people, but I am taking some tangents about
Yeah.
everybody else
Yes.
who's not
Yes.
their
Please.
birthday.
We're all having a good time. We
And that's what
we
matters.
wanna
And
have
then
it.
and Stacey said, "If you like this man," this is so great, Renee, watch it. "If you like this man, stick with him and see where it goes." And when they don't break up right away. So Renee, stick with him. Do not break up with him.
I a delight. At what point should I mention I don't know this man's name? We're not on a know your name basis. But I'm
No,
gonna stick with
Renee.
you guys. I'm gonna go for the long haul.
Don't break up. Do not break up with him, Renee. You stick with
I
him.
wanna stay
Think
together.
about the
I wanna stay together.
lattes,
At least stay until you
stick
know his
with
name.
him.
And I think that's a fair thing to ask of anybody that you're dating. You gotta at least stay with them until you know their name.
See?
That's all I
All right.
recommend.
Give him a chance. Give him a chance.
Right.
All right. And Distinct Ferret has also joined, and I think they are probably ready for whatever this question about Billy Joel is.
Wonderful.
Oh,
So
wait.
yes,
Last
hold on.
piece of advice.
Yes,
Renee, get to
yes.
know the man, and then if
Yeah,
you know his name,
yeah,
that might help you. That might
it
help you
will.
in a big way.
This is sound advice. I don't know why I'm going to therapy when
Mm.
everything I need is right here. Thank you.
Yeah,
I
we
appreciate
don't
you.
we
I
don't
will Venmo
we
you
don't
all.
we don't make up or embellish things. You're like, "Oh, I saw someone at a coffee shop. Renee's getting married. She should divorce him." No, no, no. Stick with him. You can do
Oh,
it.
it's delightful. I am
Uh,
over the moon about all of this. And what I think is so funny is that he knows none of this, but I've got this whole conversation that we've just had in my mind. So I will be giggling as I order. Like,
oh,
we're
100%.
done. Yeah,
Absolutely. Yes.
delightful. Okay.
Hello, Distinct Ferret chiming in with their first hi. Okay, Renee, I think we are
Ooh,
ready
okay.
to
All
finally
right.
have our question about Billy
Love it.
Joel.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So Sarah is the world's best producer and has custom made this question for moi. Because
Oh.
normally you do the questions. So
Mhm.
this would be a perfect one for me, but I'm the one asking. So I'm prepared to ask a different question if you're like, I don't know. But here we go. What musical was based off a song of his? So we're talking about Billy Joel, 73rd birthday.
Mhm.
What musical was based off a song of his?
Okay, great. Well, I had 2 thoughts get on uppers. One, there was that, like I know that there was a musical where the choreography was by Twyla Tharp and the music was by Billy Joel. There was a musical, and I know this because the commercial kept advertising. They were like, "A music by Billy Joel, choreography by Twyla Tharp." What is the name of it?
I'm
Is
so
it
impressed with you.
but I can't remember the name of it. Was it Bruce Springsteen the musical? I'm just kidding.
That's right.
I think the musical I wish it had been called We Didn't Start the Fire, but I don't
Wouldn't
think
that be
that's what it is.
nice? I'm sure that's
Yeah.
on the horizon.
We still
Can I
don't
put a
know
pin
who
in
started that
musicals that are being
fire.
made?
What
Not
was
right
that?
now, but I wanna tell you about a friend who's in a musical in the
Oh,
wha the depths with which we're going on musicals at some point.
okay. Yes, please, please, please. Yes, I want
Okay.
to hear. Pomeranian said, "Jam called me Oprah so we can help you with therapy." I mean, at least
Yeah.
it's not Dr. Phil. It's so true. Because Pomeranian we bringing in last week was bringing in this beautiful Oprah advice. Oh, we got a Dr. Phil fan. Okay, that's okay. We're not gonna
Great.
yuck your yum.
Okay.
Oh, Pomeranian, you so smart. That's it exactly. That was the commercial. They were like choreography by Twyla Tharp, music by Billy Joel, and what is the musical? It's called Moving Out.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Great job. I'm so impressed. Pomeranian got that one?
Yeah, that was all
Great.
points
Good job,
Pomeranian.
Pomeranian. Great,
I
great,
gave
great.
you things that you didn't ask for. Was that who choreographed this
Yeah,
musical?
oh, but that was important. First, I'm so impressed with your brain.
That's my
That's a
okay.
good memory on you. That's real good. Nice,
And
nice,
as
nice.
Stacy says, ding, 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 ding. We got it
Yeah.
right. Yes,
You
yes,
sure did.
yes.
You sure did. How I got more. Yep, for more?
Okay, keep
Let's
going.
go
I
with
well
more.
look at the anticipation for that
Yes.
Billy Joel question though. 10 minutes in the making.
Yeah,
We
I
got
mean,
it.
it's what we needed, though. It's precisely what we needed. It's what we all hoped for this fine Monday
No,
morning.
We help give him more attention than he's probably gonna get. Like, I mean, like, we put up his picture for 10 minutes on Getting Up.
Yeah,
Didn't talk about him, but
that's
his picture was there.
I don't know what his 72nd birthday wish was officially, but I
Mhm.
feel like it was, "If only I could be featured on a morning talk show on YouTube for
Mhm.
10 minutes or more." And he
Mm.
thought, as of last night, right at the buzzer, he was like, "Oh, it didn't come true."
No, it's
And
not
then
gonna
looky here.
happen.
Looky
Yeah.
here. You all
Looky
your
here.
dreams came true, Billy Joel.
What we do here
It's a
and
good
Getting
day.
Up.
It's a good
What
day.
we do.
73rd is gonna be a good year for you. I feel great about it. Okay.
I feel
Here
great
we go.
about your birthday.
I do. I do. I think it's gonna be a good year for you. All right, last and final birthday for today is Rosario
Rosario.
Dawson. Rosario Dawson's birthday.
Mm.
Happy birthday to our Taurus, Rosario Dawson, turning 43 today.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
her. I love her so much.
Who among us doesn't? Just the very, very best. Now, should we all say our favorite Rosario Dawson film or
Oh, that's a
mm,
great call. I think that would be a great call. I would love everyone to share what is their favorite work of Rosario Dawson. This is going to be tough. This is
yes,
going to be tough.
it's
I
not
love her
easy.
in Rent. It was
Yeah.
very challenging, but I like because they recasted the role of Mimi, which I kind of
Mhm.
thought, but two roles they recasted, and I
Right.
also wonder. Yeah, I'm sure there's some politics in that. They were probably like, "Oh, we got to get some a big name in here," and I was like nervous for Rosario Dawson to go in there, but she did a great job with it.
Killed
I
it.
like
Yeah.
both of those soundtracks equally. I love the original Mimi, and I also love her as well.
Okay. That is a fair thing to say. Yes.
Yep,
I
and
agree. I
then
think she was great in it.
also going back to the last our Billy Joel one, Pomeranian said, "Teamwork, Jam's clues helped me." My clue about Twyla Tharp is what helped get you there. Hey, I'll take it. I'll take the high five.
Yeah,
But you also remember the commercial then, right, Pomeranian? You remember the commercial there?
of course.
Choreography by Twyla Tharp. That's what got you there.
Yeah.
And Stacey, fair point. And this is why it's teamwork because Stacey's like, I don't know who she is. So how can I tell what she did?
Right. No, that's
Well,
yeah.
we're gonna give you a list. So go check her out in Rent. Um, she was also in. She's always in all these different things. She was in a really wild David. I think a David Fincher movie.
Sure.
I don't know. It was really man. The memory not good today. I'm like, oh, she was in this movie. Go watch
Just
it.
in this other thing, I disagree. The fact that you were able to access the choreographer of a musical based off of commercials that you once heard, I think is testimony to a fantastic memory. That's
Or
exceptional.
really good marketing because that's how much like this was on. Like that
No,
commercial was
yeah,
on.
that's fair. That's fair.
Do you know that she also voices Wonder Woman in the animated universe of the Justice League?
Look at that. No, I didn't know that. That's amazing.
Mhm. Yep, 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 yep,
Very.
yep.
Yeah, well, she's great. You know what's interesting is that the reason that I want to celebrate all of her movies and all the things that she has done, because the question is, which I did not know this, name her famous senator boyfriend. Who's
Oh,
Rosario
all right.
dating?
Let's say this together. Are they still together? I get nervous because they don't
Uh,
talk about it. That's why when he was running for president, she would have been first girlfriend.
That's fun.
Do you wanna say it together? Get on up first.
Yeah,
Her famous senator boyfriend
yeah,
is Raymond chiming in, "I love Rent." It's so good,
it is so good.
and check out that Justice and I wanna be clear, when I said that she voices Wonder Woman in Justice League, what I mean is, like, DC's doing a series of, like, animated movies, so not the old school, like, Justice League animated series that we grew up with in the '90s. If
Right.
you watch that and you're listening to that voice, that's not her. That will not be her. But
Okay.
any of the most recent animated ones, that is her. That she
Ugh,
is the one
great.
voice of Wonder Woman.
I cannot wait to check it out.
And Raymond just got it. Cory Booker, Senator
Yeah.
Cory Booker.
Damn, I can't let myself stop thinking about the first girlfriend, and so my brain went with, well, what are the other titles that we, like, label a relationship? So, like,
Mm.
the first, it's complicated. The
Ah,
first, we're keeping it casual. The first, friend with benefits. If you're not
ooh,
married, but you're, like, gently attached to somebody. Do you get that
yeah.
accolade? Do you get that
First
title?
divorcee. Mhm.
I love it.
I
I'm
like the
having
first it's complicated, you know?
it's
Ooh, look at this.
yeah,
Pomeranian jumping in with the facts. Tiny
yeah.
fact, Rosario Dawson had a cameo in Aaliyah's music video. Oh, which one? Which one, Pomeranian? And Pomeranian said, "I love me some 90s R&B. Same, 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 same. Same, same, same. Same, same,
Yeah,
same."
absolutely, absolutely. That is a fun fact. We'll have to maybe we'll do a Rosario Dawson Appreciation Day at some point. We all love her. She's
We
the best.
do love her. Oh, the movie that I was
Yeah,
thinking of, it was directed by Danny Boyle, and
okay.
Danny Boyle, like, he did and I know Renee has not seen this movie. He did 28 Days Later.
Oh, no, absolutely
Yep,
not
okay,
scary,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
spooky. No.
I mean, I think spooky is putting it mildly, yes,
Yeah.
terrifying, right? Absolutely terrifying. Uh, but he does, like, really interesting I don't know, his directing style is just so phenomenal, but he did this one, that Rosario Dawson is in. He also directed 127 Hours.
Mm,
He also
he
directed
loves movies with numbers, this one. Boy.
he
Does
also
it
did
have a number in
Slumdog
there? I'll read it.
Slumdog oh my god. He did Slumdog Millionaire.
Another
That's a
number.
feel-good movie.
Mhm.
Oh, that's true. Oh my god, Renee. And look at me,
Mhm.
I was like, "I'm here to prove you wrong." You're like, "Yeah, there's another." Renee, he loves the movie. Um, well, he directed T2, uh,
Are you listening to this? This man has in his writer, "I only direct movies with numbers." Listen, you heard it here first. I am breaking the news here. He will
Renee,
not
you're
even read the script. If there is not a number in the title, I'm out.
oh my god. But yes, he did do the sequel to Train Spotting called they called it T2. He also
Probably
directed
not. I bet originally he was like, they were gonna call it Train Spotting, another spotting, and he was like, I can't. You gotta put a number in there for me, please."
oh, he also directed a movie called Millions. Oh man. Oh wow. Okay. All right. But then
What's
the
this
movie
man's
that
name?
I Danny Boyle.
Danny Boyle. Okay.
He actually also directed the 2012 Olympic opening ceremony.
Hey, look at
Yeah, he's
that.
got that.
Great.
Okay, but the movie I'm thinking of that has Rosario Dawson in it, it's
Yeah,
called Trance. The movie's called Trance that he did. Sorry to
amazing. There's no number in
but
that.
yes, there's no number in that. But it's got also what's his face? James McAvoy was also in that movie. It's good. I liked it.
Great.
It's good film. Good film.
Yeah, I love it so much. Amazing.
Yeah.
All right, well, that does it for birthdays
Oh, we
today.
did it.
We're all caught
Okay.
up. We did
We're
it,
all
and I
uh,
should have a laptop tomorrow,
okay. Yeah.
which I will talk to because the reason is because I can't get into the chat, so I need to contact Backchannel to be like, "Hey, I've got a new laptop, you gotta let me in the chat on this one."
They'll
Okay,
sort it out. They
okay,
will sort it all out. Okay.
sure.
Yes. Although there's a question from producer Sarah.
Uh-oh, yeah, here we go.
Sarah said no, it's your email. That's what she said.
Oh,
The chat is
okay.
based on your email that you're using the same one. So that's what it
Let's
is.
hold on. Here she goes. She's checking her email. Well, listen,
Well,
I'm
no
moving on.
worries. As you do that, I'm gonna get us into our Asian Pacific American Heritage Month celebration for today.
Please, I want to hear it all.
All right. So today, it is May, which means Pomeranian said it's Aaliyah's Miss You. Oh, yes, that is a beautiful music video. Beautiful music video. Beautiful music video. And then let's see, Jam and Renee, Stacey saying, it just joined us. Oh, Jim and Jesse has just joined us a few moments ago. Okay, we love it. So great. All right, we are going to get to our Asian Pacific American Heritage Month celebration for today. Today it is Dalap Sing Sound, who was an American politician who was a member of the United States House of Representatives. Oh, this is exciting. They were born September 20th, 1899, and then they passed away April 22nd, 1973. They served in the 29th District of California from January 3rd, 1957 to January 3rd, 1963, which is really wild to me. Just thinking about the time that they served, I don't think is, the most welcoming of American history, but they were the first Asian American and the first Indian American to serve. They were also the first Sikh American and the first member of a non Abrahamic faith to be elected to the United States. So they were born in Chow. I'm gonna absolutely butcher this, so I am so sorry. And on Asian Pacific American Heritage Month, nonetheless. They said they were. Let's see. They were born in British India, essentially, to an Indian Punjabi Sikh family. Received his degree in mathematics from the University of Punjab in 1919. Immigrated to the United States, originally to study agriculture at the University of California, Berkeley. I went to UC Santa Cruz. They went to UC Berkeley. We're part of the same UC family. While at the university, he obtained a master's degree in 1922 and a PhD, both in mathematics. And his studies were sponsored by Stockton Gurwarda in Stockton, California, as he lived in a Gurdwara-owned Guru Nank Kasala hostel. So it seems like they were supporting him. And this was the first permanent Sikh American settlement. So this place where he was staying at the Stockton Gurdwara. This was the first permanent Sikh American settlement in the United States, and thereafter has remained here in the United States. So this is wild. He has this degree in mathematics. Remember, he originally came here to study agriculture, so he also became like a very successful farmer. He married his wife. They had 3 children. And so let's get into his politics, right? So he was commissioned by the Kasla Diwan Society based in California to write a book called My Mother India, which was written in support of the Indian independence movement. So he wrote this book. They're like, we need you to write this book because there's no one else who can write it. It's just got to be you. He's like, oh, okay, I'm a very smart man and I'll do it. And so in this book, he was intended to answer various questions that commonly arise in the minds of the American people regarding the cultural and political problems of India. And so his book addressed India's caste system as one of those questions and pleaded for the civil rights of the downtrodden in India as he compared caste to India's racism in America and elsewhere, which is so fascinating because I am literally reading a book about the 3 successful caste systems that have ever existed. You have the one in Nazi Germany, you have the one in India, and then the one here in the United States where we have a caste system that is based on race. So, which is why, Martin Luther King, went over and met with Gandhi, and their movements influenced each other, the things that were happening over in India and the stuff that was happening here in the US during the civil rights movement. So later, he campaigned to allow people of South Asian descent to become naturalized citizen. And so there was it's called the Loose Seller Act. It was passed in 1946. He applied for naturalization and became an American citizen in 1949. And then he ran for election in 1959 as a justice of the peace of Westmoreland Township, California. Lived in California my entire life. Never knew that place existed. Shout out to our California siblings in Westmoreland Township. He won that election, obviously, but his election was thrown out as he had been a citizen for less than a year. They were like, yes, you've been here for 20 years, but sorry, you can't win. And he was like, okay, all right, I see you. I'll let you have this now, but I'll be back. And then in November 1955, he announced his campaign to run for the House of Representatives as a Democrat, and he won an election for an open seat against a famous Republican aviator Jacqueline Cochran. And he defeated, one. And then on May 1st, 1962, he suffered a severe stroke on an airplane flight. So he was a senator at this point. He was a part of the House of Representatives, and he's doing his thing, and then had a severe stroke on an airplane flight, which left him unable to speak or walk without assistance. And so he was unable to campaign. And though he was unable to campaign, he won the June Democratic primary, running in the newly numbered 38th district, but was defeated for re-election in the November general election by Republican Patrick M. Martin. It was close, 56% to 44%. And I think kind of at a disadvantage. I mean, the man had just had a stroke, right? Like, And then following his defeat, his condition slightly improved, allowing him to be moved from a hospital in Maryland to California. But then he had a second stroke about 10 years later and died on April 22nd, 1973 at his home in Hollywood. But what an amazing man. I never,
Truly.
ever had heard about this human.
Didn't know his
ever.
name, didn't know any of it. Wow. That was fascinating. I learned so much.
Yeah.
That's great. Great.
Curious Get on Uppers, had you heard of Dalip Singh Sand beforehand? Again, just really snaps, the first Asian American and first Indian American, first Sikh American to be up in Congress. And what a time period from 57 to
Right.
63. I mean, not a time period I'd want to travel back to.
Groundbreakingness of it all. Yeah, is interesting. And a surprise to no one, Jam, I listened to Bob Iger's audio biography during my drive. Nobody's surprised to hear that. But it's so interesting because he's talking about like how he got started, and it was like around the like early 70s. And even then he was saying like how hard it was for anyone who wasn't a straight white man to break into the industry in the early 70s. And this happened. It's remarkable.
Yeah.
No matter what industry you're in.
Well, Renee, I wish that was going to be your focus for your Monocle Monday today, because I would just want to hear your insights from the Bob Iger book.
I would love to. I haven't finished yet. As soon as you know that I'll demand it'll be Bob Iger Day here on the show.
I can't wait. Big welcome to Aaron and Raymond is back, and Catherine, who just joined. You are watching Get On Up with Jam and Renee right here on Backchannel. We are here every Monday through Friday for 2 hours. At 7 a.m. we start Pacific time, 8 a.m. Mountain time, 9 a.m. Central time, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We're here for 2 hours. Remember, you can get involved in the conversation. You're like, what? They're talking to people. How can that be me? Oh, it's so simple. It's so easy. You just go say, and then whatever you say will appear. We'll get involved. We'll get involved in the conversation. And now it is time for Monocle Monday. Monocle Monday.
It's Monocle Monday.
So we're going to take a closer look at some of the news stories that we have come across. Renee, I'm going to adjust the lights behind me. So why don't you take it away?
I'd love to tell you. And I've got two really, really good ones that I love so much, and one, but at least I sort of laughed. It was sort of great. So I'm gonna touch on this and then hop right off. Touch and hop. Roe v. Wade. Great. Fantastic. SNL obviously had to address it. And so the thing that I want to share that I was like, well, that at least is funny, is that Kate McKinnon played Amy Coney Barrett on Weekend Update. And so she came in and she was just proving her point. She was explaining why it made so much sense, why it was so good. And she was killing it. The character was so good. But then the thing that made me, she's like, I don't understand what's such a big deal. You just got to do your 9 and plop. You just got to do your 9 and plop. And she kept saying it over and over again as a catchphrase for ladies. And while I hate everything about this, 9 and plop is funny. So that is the first little drop. I'd love to say that pregnancy is now officially called, you just got to do your 9 and plop.
Oh, yeah. I have a friend who's doing a 9 and plop right now.
Oh, sure. Yeah. And we can't take her to the theme park. They're in the middle of their 9 and plop. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She can't. We're like, oh, should we go for sushi? She's like, I can't. I'm in the middle of a 9 and plop.
Yeah.
I just like, I hope that's how people start announcing that they're like having a child.
God
They're like
God
on
willing.
Instagram like
Big news.
I'm doing my 9 and
I'm
plop.
I'm on my 4 of my 9 and plop. It's
Oh
fun.
no,
That's fun.
Rachel.
That we love.
Yeah.
So that I like. That is the thing that I can report that I like, is that the writing on SNL surrounding it was funny. 9 and plop, great. Let's keep that. Let's keep that. That's good. That I like. Great.
Oh man, what a rough time. I'm sorry, Renee, but I'm glad like at least you're maybe in California. I think that's
Yeah.
you
Of
know
course. Of
it
course. Yeah.
just was
Yeah.
padding for the folks
Easy
who
peasy.
aren't. Raymond did ask, what about Marvel Movie Monday? We are postponing our Avengers Age of Ultron watch because I was away, Renee was away. We just weren't able to get to it. So we will have Marvel Movie Monday. We will continue. We'll close out phase 2. We will be doing Age of Ultron next Monday. But I do
Very
have some
exciting.
Marvel news to announce later on.
I can't wait.
And then
I can't wait.
Pomeranian chimed in. I had asked, like, oh, had you ever heard of our the first Dalip Sing sound?
Right.
And Pomeranian was like, no, I had not heard of them, but appreciate that y'all are amplifying and celebrating Asian Americans. I agree. We're doing it. Oh, Raymond, big sad from me. I know. Hugs, giving you the hug. Don't
I
worry,
know.
we'll be back.
I know. We're
We just
coming back though. Next Monday we'll be there.
we didn't do the assignment. We
I
didn't do the
appreciate it.
assignment.
Raymond, though, I'm curious though, because everybody could watch. Oh, wait, but this is going to be your news that you're about to announce. Was it going to be I was just curious if Raymond saw Doctor Strange and if you guys can talk about it now that he saw it.
Oh, we absolutely would not talk about it at all and spoil things for No, I work at Mark. Absolutely not. It
Well,
will not be
you
discussed.
can be.
No,
Wait, did you
no.
like it? Because it came out this
Oh,
weekend,
yes.
right?
I can now tell people if I liked it because I
Yeah.
usually won't. I usually don't even. Yes, I liked it. I loved it. I
Okay.
don't like to tell people. Sometimes I don't like to tell people my opinions about things. I don't want to shade it because
Yeah.
they'll be thinking they'll be like, "Well, James said he liked it," and if they don't
Right.
like it, that sort of thing. Liked it, loved it. We will
Right.
not be talking about it here on the show at all.
And then Raymond, have you
Avoid
seen
the
it?
internet. Avoid the internet if you've not seen it before. People are just wilding with these spoilers. They're wilding.
No, buddies.
Renee, do
Okay.
you want to give
Yeah.
us another monocle Monday? Because
Do.
I'm going in deep on pretty much one story.
Yeah.
So
No,
I want
I would love to. I have 2 like really cool. Well, I want to say cool college stories, but I think there is an element of like the college system. Da, 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 da. So Anthony Anderson, who we all know from Blackish,
Mhm.
love so much, posted on Instagram on Saturday that he just graduated from Harvard University. Which is very
Wow.
exciting. So you're like, oh, that's great. I wonder if oh gosh, I can't think of what it's called. I think honorary degree is something
Yeah.
that colleges offer, but it wasn't that. So in 2018, he was on Jimmy Fallon and he told the story of how he went to Harvard University, but it was paying for it all himself. And so after he finished his junior year, he's like, I couldn't afford it. I had to drop out. I couldn't
Whoa.
afford
Oh
it.
my
So he got all
God.
the way through junior year. And it like killed him because of finances. So on Jimmy Fallon, he was telling the story. He was like, so I contacted Harvard University and obviously I've got this career now. I can't go back to classes, but what if we created an online curriculum where I fully earn it? There's no honorary element of it. There's nothing about it. I will complete my senior year online, but also I'm a very busy man. So you got to give me 4 years to do it. And Howard University was like, all right, we can do that. So he announced this in 2018. And then on Saturday, a little cap and gown, he did it. He graduated, which is incredible and amazing. And again, you like, God, I wish it was affordable back then. That would have been nice. But the fact that he was
Yeah.
able to come back and finish it now is just such a big thing. And I also like sort of the honor around, if I were a celebrity on a top-rated TV show, no way would I go back and finish. No way. Absolutely not. This
Renee's
is my
like, give
degree,
me
I'd say.
that honorary. Yeah, like, oh, you want to give me an honorary?
No, I'm not gonna
Sure.
earn
And then
anything.
I want an honorary PhD in physics,
Yeah.
please. Can I
Thank you.
you just order up which one you want? You just
Yeah.
order it up. Yeah, that actually happens. Raymond chimed in and said, "Yay for him!"
Yeah.
He's a very honorable man. Because you get that so much that like oftentimes like somebody's like, "Oh, I'm going to school right now," but they,
Yeah.
never go to classes. Like they're not really, they're not really ever there. But he legit did it.
Right? I know. And I think so often, like when I see a celebrity gets a degree, I was just like, oh, yeah, because you call the college and you're just like, hey, if I pay you enough money, can you just give it to me? Which is, it was fine. That's fine. But I don't know why we're clapping for that. But this one, I
Right.
think we can clap for. This feels good. I'm excited. I love it. I love it. I love it so
That's
much.
so cool. Go off, Anthony Anderson.
I know. And then another story that Sarah brought me. This one. This is all higher education based, and this is incredible. So the headline reads: a 19-year-old is poised to become the youngest African American to graduate law school in the country. 19, gonna graduate law school, which is absolutely crazy. Her name is Haley Taylor Schultz, and she's a bona fide genius. And it's just
How
cool
old?
19.
And graduating law school.
Graduate. So we're not going into
Oh.
law school. We're not. We're just done. Just done. Now gets to be a lawyer, which is, I don't know. It's cool. I like
I
it. I'm
kind of want
proud.
to see that as like, I mean, this has a Shonda Rhimes TV show written all over
Yeah.
it. And Raymond just said it's kind of like Doogie Howser. Like, I want to see it. This,
Right.
oh my God, please, Shonda. I know I think you must be the no-name person. I'm assuming you're Shonda Rhimes. You must absolutely make this show happen.
Right?
Make it
Yeah.
happen.
It's just, yes, we should make a TV show about it. I also think there's a really like sweet element of like how Haley worked with her mom. They published a book together called The Homeschool Alternative. So how to create a homeschool mindset even when you go to school, of like, no, the continued education goes everywhere, and sort of the collective experience of life goes everywhere, and how to that's how you do it. You start them young. And also I think Haley's a genius. I
A
think that also has
genius.
something
Yeah.
to do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool though, right?
Wow. That is so cool. Again, but I need it in a TV show. Again, for
Okay.
me, like if it's not in a
Okay.
TV show, did it really happen? Did it really exist? I need it. I need it
We
in a
can do that
TV
for you.
show.
It's easy.
Shonda,
It
make it
is easy.
happen.
Shonda, make a note.
Make it out.
I love it. I love it.
Shonda, make a note. And look, Pomeranians, like I'd watch that show. Like it's gonna be
Yeah.
fun. Like she's gonna be like navigating her life, and they're like, "You're too young, and you're black, and you're a woman." And she's like, "I'm gonna make it happen." But she
I'm gonna
also
make
is
it
like, she's like, finding love. She's dating, but it's not about that. It's about her career.
Nope.
But
Thank you.
it
No.
has. I mean, it
Write this
just
show, Jam. You should option
so
this.
good.
This is great. You already put it together. Who are we casting? Who's gonna play Taylor
Oh, it's
or
gonna be an
Haley?
up and coming. It's an up and
Okay.
coming young actress. She
Yeah.
doesn't
Yep.
even. We're gonna
That's
find her. We're gonna
how
find
it
her.
should be. No, I think that makes sense.
Raymond said, "Did you see the new Doogie Howser on Disney Plus?" I've not. I've heard good things though. I've
Mhm.
heard good things. I think it's like a young lady Doogie Howser,
It
right?
is.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did a little swap. In Bob Iger's book, when they greenlit Doogie Howser, he was just like, I don't think I like Neil Patrick Harris. And everyone was just like, shush, you're wrong. He was like, and I was wrong.
The humility. The
Yeah.
humility. That's gonna be exciting. He's probably gonna end up talking about Marvel stuff too, like
Oh,
towards the end.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I'll keep you posted. I'll let you know.
Yes, okay, it's called Doogie. I don't know how to say her name, but I do believe she is, I think, South Asian. Doogie Camiola, MD on Disney Plus. So she's
Amazing.
not Hauser, she's Doogie Camilo. I'm sorry. I'm butchering it. I'm a
No,
monster.
you're good. We'll
I'll go back
watch.
to
We'll
making
watch, and then it'll be old hat.
Oh, and then Pomeranian said, "Love that the new one has women taking over the leads with mom and daughter as docs." Oh, she's Hawaiian. Okay, but still part of the APAH community, the Asian Pacific American community. I mean, it's a big community because you're like all of Asia continent.
True.
And I think all of the like everyone kind of gets lumped together because even like the Latinx diaspora, it's huge.
Yeah.
Central America, South America, some of the islands.
Yeah.
It's all
I
big.
did.
We're all getting
Crazy.
together. Africa, giant continent.
Yeah. all the thing. I will make a note. I will make a note to watch that. Every time I
Yeah.
scroll past it, I was like, well, this looks interesting. And then I don't watch,
Oh,
but I will.
Raymond said yes, you should watch it. Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay. Are
Yes.
we ready
Ready.
for a deep dive into
Abercrombie. I like girls who wear Abercrombie and Vince.
you mentioned
I don't
funny
remember any of the rest of that song.
you funny you should mention that. Okay, I don't know if we need this photo up here this entire time, Sarah, but thank you. Is there a different honestly, Sarah, in your defense? Okay, that
Yeah, Sarah, I
all
don't think it
right.
gets better. I think Sarah was just like, "This is what you
Okay.
get," and not wrong.
Okay, maybe we can stay here. This is fine. This is what you would see in the store window. Right. So okay, there's a documentary called White Hot. It's on Netflix, and it's essentially about Abercrombie and Fitch. And then writers chiming in. Did you know that a brain can recognize the song? Well, hello. Well, yes. The Abercrombie and Fitch song, the
Yeah,
LFO. Anyways, so the head guy of we'll get to him in a moment. Sarah
okay.
did have a photo of him, but he knew that they had made it as a company because LFO had referenced them in a
Mm.
song. It's also like eye roll. It was like LFO, like where are they now? Anyways.
I think they have a
So
really sad story. I think, like, everyone but one died. Let me look that up.
First of all, you said it was such sad conviction that it immediately followed up. I'm gonna look
So
that
wait,
up.
hold on. It was in that group. There's a group in the early aughts where everyone died.
I think you might be right. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Raymond said, way to bring that
Yeah,
down.
no, it's
Uh,
because the reason I know this is Dave Holmes did a story on it. There were
uh,
3 guys, and only one remains. The other 2 died.
oh,
Not that we need
okay.
to feel sorry for them. I just
No, yeah.
yeah,
Not that I think, well, I don't want to speak ill of the dead, but I also don't think that they would that's not the reason why they don't have a career, is what I
sure.
would say.
That's true.
Is that fair?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, Abercrombie and Fitch. Let's discuss. And so this is all coming. Salon did a article that was like 6 things that we learned from this documentary called White Hot. Abercrombie and Fitch got its start actually in 1892. It was worn by the likes. It was like an elite brand, outdoorsman brand. So Theodore Roosevelt, Ernest Hemingway, they loved it. It was like polo shirts, like trousers, hunting attire, blah 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 blah. But then it tanked in the 70s. Everyone's like, this is terrible. We don't like anything. So they were filing for bankruptcy. And then afterwards, it got sort of rebranded as this idea of like all American youth. It was, essentially really targeting white fraternity culture, essentially, but using sort of like I'm just gonna say it, like sex and allure. They were like,
Mhm.
using that, which like as you can see, like it just was their ads and their pictures. It was just like, what is this? And oftentimes it was like young millennials targeting like targeting young millennials, half nude models, oftentimes on their walls, their bags. Like you're walking around with this bag, and it's just, or you would see someone.
Right.
And so the mastermind, the evil man behind this was CEO Mike Jeffries, and he really wanted to create an elite. He really wanted to. Oh, Pomeranian's chiming in. OMG, I saw that documentary. That store was big when I was in high school. Thank God. I was like, nope. And then also, God was bleeped out. Apparently, you can't say God. You can't say God. I guess doesn't want you to say their name. It's
Hmm.
weird. All right, back channel. All right. So there was such wrongdoings that the documentary explored. This was a $1.76 billion company and thrived off of essentially being exclusionary. So there are 6 things that we learned from the documentary. Let me see if I can get through
Right.
these all. So, and please chime in, y'all. I'm so curious, gun uppers. What is your relationship to Abercrombie and Fitch? Pomeranian just also like was like, I saw it in high school, but it was like, not for me. Renee just went in there and got the spritz
The
spray.
spritz. I think they call it perfume, but I gave it the spritz. Just a
No,
spritz.
actually, they would have to go around spraying the store with that spray. That was like their thing. They're like, oh, okay,
Yeesh.
everything needs to
Yeah.
smell like this. Okay, so they had discriminatory recruiting processes. So, which is really wild because you're talking about a part-time job where you made anywhere from $5 to $15 an hour, depending on where your store was located.
Mhm.
And then Aaron chimed in, as I said, what was your relationship to Abercrombie? He said, I viscerally disliked the Abercrombie kids in high school, and I couldn't put my finger on it. So this all makes a lot of sense. In
Mhm.
fact, if you watch the original Spider-Man, Flash Thompson is like the guy who's bullying Spider-Man. He
Right.
was dressed in Abercrombie, and so that was one of the things of one
Huh.
of the people who was working there behind the scenes. They used to help produce the Abercrombie and Fitch like quarterly that would come out,
Right.
and he was like, "Are we the bad guys?" Like because Flash Thompson was dressed head to toe in Abercrombie because that was the
Phew.
idea of like, oh, that's what a bully would wear. These are
Right.
the kids who
Right.
bully. Pomeranian said, Raymond's like, everybody knows this, like they garbage. And Pomeranian said the Abercrombie and Fitch store was so gross they hired good-looking straight white young kids, very exclusionary. Yes. So to Pomeranian's point, so they were discriminatory. So the idea was to help managers make their selection process easier, store managers would provide a literal book that strictly outlined what good looking was because they're only allowed to hire good looking people.
Oh
And
my god.
so oh, yeah. Because the idea is like, oh, we're selling an experience for our customers and an atmosphere that people want to experience again and again. And so our store has to inspire that customer. So the book would say things like, neatly combed, attractive, natural, classic hairstyles. Like that was what was allowed. And it'd be like a picture. There's like a book of like, and all of like this like white
What?
boy. And then it would like be a picture of like a very attractive black man. And it was like, nope, you can't have like with dreads, a black man with dreads. They're like, no, this isn't allowed and not considered
Did
attractive.
they
Like
have a picture with an X through it?
they're like, you can't have this.
Oh,
And
no.
like men can't wear like chain necklaces, but women can wear like a very tiny, petite, like very classic sort of necklace. Yes, there was a book. And then Pomeranian chimes in that the executive's defense was like, we sell what you want to be, but it's like, yeah, Pomeranian says like, but who? Like white, skinny, toxic masculinity?
Mhm.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And so yeah, like so models that like with dreadlocks were showcased on a black model, and like that was unacceptable for both men and women. Uh and they were like, that they would call them like brand representatives. So if they chose to wear watches, design had to be youthful, and they had to be like essentially understated and cool. And so they would send them like pictures of like folks that like, okay, you can't hire this person or not this person. Which goes into the second point is that I so if you so if you didn't look like the right look, you were pretty much sent to the back and were stuck cleaning or in the back stock room. So if you weren't what they
Oh
deemed
my
as like
gosh.
attractive.
Ugh.
So they also had a weekly ranking system of employees. And so they had a weekly ranking system, and it was based on the school. And so you had to rank your employees. The managers had to rank their employees of cool to rocks. And so people who weren't deemed as cool, which was their coded way of saying unattractive, were dropped from the work schedule. So you were never fired for not being cool or unattractive because that would be illegal. They just would stop giving you hours. And that was kind of their way around it. And again, as you can imagine, folks that didn't look like the folks that they were idolizing on the bags and the magazines, primarily like, people of color, were not given, hours and things like that. And Pomeranian points out that there is a really, really great Mad TV parody that's really worth watching that they like nailed. What's it like
Amazing.
to go into an Abercrombie and Fitch like store?
Amazing. Okay. Yeah,
It
I'll go
didn't
watch
and
it.
And it didn't matter if you had like amazing sales. It didn't
Right.
matter if you just weren't what they deemed as like cool and
Right.
attractive. You just it didn't. That's yeah.
Yeah.
So discriminatory. So in June 2003, though, because this is like discrimination, 9 former employees of color filed a lawsuit against them, and they ended up, I think, having to settle like $41 million. And there was a consent decree, like saying that they had to like make changes, and they had a vice president for diversity who came on board. And I think like by 2011, approximately 53% of the store's employees were non-white. But what they did is they changed the different categories. So they no longer had brand representatives. They had 2 different categories of people who worked in the store. So it's either like impact, and those are employees who are mainly people of color who worked in the back, or you're a model, employees who were mainly white who worked in the front.
Mm.
So because they were able to call it models, it was like, well, no,
Mhm.
they're just models, and they were able to, I guess, you know, get away with it,
Mhm.
which is just still really wild because you're selling jeans. It just never before ever was there a like store that was in a mall that had such micromanaging and racist like policies.
Mm.
They also had graphic tee slogans that were like they were doing graphic tees. They're like, we want to be funny and relevant, and but funny also meant being racist, that they had like these theme shirts like called like there was like, picture of Buddha, and it was like Buddha Fest. I and like he was like, and then there was like a cliche portrait of an oversized Buddha drawing. And then there was another shirt with a slogan called one more, like so one more for the road, next to a picture of a donkey holding a taco with a sombrero. And then the most notorious shirt featured an illustration of, it was called Wong Brothers, who were matching in like very like stereotypical like Chinese like caricatures.
Mhm.
And the slogan was like, two Wongs can make it white. And they were like a fictional laundry service, so two Wongs can make it white. And their whole entire thing was like, yeah, but like our 2 Asian employees, like, we said, hey, is this okay? And they're like, sure, yeah, that's fine. And so they were like, oh, well, but I mean, again, if you're like one of the onlys in this room,
Yeah.
you don't have,
Yeah.
it's it.
No, absolutely. No, that's unacceptable. Yeah.
Yep. And then there's also allegations of sexual misconduct from photographer Bruce Weber. So Bruce Weber was the one who took all of these photos, and
Mhm.
essentially, again, like he just if you it was pay to play, essentially, like if you allowed him to um if you went to go have dinner with him, if you got to get your photos taken, and you were then one of the models, and if you were like, oh, I'm not going to go to dinner with you, like your contract was canceled, you were sent home. So there was a lot of different allegations of coercive sexual behavior and sexual assault, inappropriate touching. So you had this from like the top down. It's rumored that probably Jeffries, who was also the CEO, was also probably like gay. And again,
Mhm.
like in some
Mhm.
ways it was really kind of cool that they're able to put such queer iconography, gay iconography in the forefront of just mainstream America, and they're totally not getting it. But again, I think it added into what do we deem as attractive even within the gay community, or as men. It's like these hairless twink muscular boys, right?
Right.
Or
Right.
all white. And then Pomeranian chimed in, the graphic tees were so crazy offensive. How could you ever sell that, buy that, wear
Mhm.
that? Heck, it's
Yes.
pretty wild. Pomeranian also
Wow.
said, sorry, this stuff makes me so sad. It's just such hate. We are better than this. Good
Mm.
riddance, America, Abercrombie and Fetch.
Yeah. Pomeranian with a thumb on the pulse of the right thing to say and do. Yes, yes,
Right?
yes.
This is why
Yeah.
we call Pomeranian the Oprah of Get On Up. Uh,
Mhm.
And so then, 2 more points. The CEO Jeffries, Mike Jeffries, was very much into like traditional heterosexual ideas of femininity and masculinity. Um, he would be like, "Oh, this mannequin is dressed too," like if it was like for women's clothing, he's like, "Oh, that's too butch." They weren't size inclusive either, as well. Like he wanted to create an exclusive brand. That was the idea. Like, not
Right.
everyone could be a part of it, and he was very proud of that. He would be like, "Oh, we need to make this dude look more like a dude. We don't want her to look too butch." And so it's like, yeah, and he was like, he's made some disparaging, comments just about, someone was looking too much like as like a lesbian, or he just was making these disparaging comments like that.
Right.
And then so they just had like a brand was just like, it was very much like intolerant. So there was a woman who there was a woman, she had a black headscarf, part of her
Mhm.
religion, and she had her black headscarf, and um she essentially was not hired because she had a headscarf on. And so obviously, like, the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission took up this lawsuit, and they I believe they also won. It went all the way up to the Supreme Court,
Wow.
which ruled in favor of the woman's name was Samantha Eloff. It ruled in favor of her and found that Abercrombie and Fitch had violated the 1964 Civil Rights Act, which states that employers must provide reasonable accommodation without undue
Mhm.
hardship. And Title VII forbids adverse employment decisions made with a forbidden motive, whether that motive derives from the actual knowledge, a well-founded suspicion, or merely a hunch. So those were some of the biggest 6 points of why Abercrombie is garbage. But
My
yeah,
goodness. And you've
yeah,
watched it, right?
I have seen it. Yeah, I've seen it.
How, how's the rest of your day after you watch it?
It
Just so
was
that I
fine.
can plan accordingly.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, is this gonna level me for the rest of the day? Do I need to do this on a Friday
No.
so I can have Saturday to recover?
No, it's not that bad. For me, it was just sort of like, "Oh, that makes sense." Like,
Mm.
all of these things, like, I remember not feeling like I could go into an Abercrombie& and
Yeah.
Fitch. Like, it felt like I didn't belong there, you know?
You know what? It's so funny, I can't as you were saying this, I had, like, a little my heart, like, I think I applied at Abercrombie,
Mhm,
because that's
mhm.
just what you do, right? And
Yeah.
think I mean, God, I hope this is a real memory and I'm not just making this up, but I think I, like, asked for an application and they were like, "Oh,
Yeah.
we're out."
Yeah. Renee, the same thing happened to me. I
Yeah,
went in there, asked for an
yeah,
application, and they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I think we're out." Yeah, absolutely. Like,
that's
I go this place
crazy.
can burn for
Yeah,
all I care.
yeah,
Isn't that it's so messed up?
wildest.
You're selling jeans. You're
That's
selling
come on,
overpriced jeans.
take her
Come
easy.
on.
Yeah, but it had that vibe, and I mean, I guess it sort of makes sense that they were able to achieve it, but it absolutely had that, like, Greek, um, sort of sorority fraternity vibe of,
Mhm.
"You are not one of us, and
Yeah,
you are"
yeah.
really audacious to even be in my presence right now. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
It
bananas.
all kinda makes sense. I mean, I think I had only been in I can think I may have been in, like, once or twice, like, a
Mhm.
handful of times, because it just felt so, "Oh,
Yeah,
I
you
don't
wouldn't
even belong
dare
here."
step foot past the front entrance spritz.
It's so nerve-wracking, like, 'cause they're like
Yeah.
it just seems like there's, like, the club music, it
Oh,
just felt
right, I
like as soon
forgot
as I
how
would
loud that
go
music
in,
was.
"Who
Right.
am I not supposed to be here?" And I just felt like I
Yeah.
wasn't supposed to
Yeah.
be here, and it's like it was all subconscious, but it was all
Mhm.
purposely designed. We would filter out ourselves. So,
Right.
oh my god. And then Pomeranian saying, "Jam and Renee, you both didn't want to belong there. You are too good for A and F. Purple
Yeah.
hearts, purple hearts."
I love
Mm,
Pomeranian, the
and
kindest and the nicest. I love it.
yeah.
I hate that, but I think I'm gonna watch that tonight, that documentary.
Yeah,
That's
it's good. It is a good
fascinating.
one. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I'm
But
glad they
again,
didn't take
nothing
him
will
down that.
be too shocking. It'll be those
Mhm.
things of like, "Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, and I remember hearing
Makes
about
sense, right?
that, and,
I remember that.
well, that
Yeah.
makes sense. Okay. Alright." No.
Do, and you may have said that. Are there any left? Are there any stores remaining? Or
They
it's
are. They have
completely
a new
oh,
so Jeffries was forced to, like, step down.
good.
There's a new, woman who's heading it up, and they're trying to they've working to rebrand, so they have
Okay.
you look at their models now, it's like they've they've pretty much taken away all the other stuff. It's like it's more inclusive.
Great.
They have, plus sizes. They're trying to do they're trying to do their thing, but I don't know. I just thought we'll take my money elsewhere. Your history is
Goodness.
bad. I
Yeah.
can buy jeans from somewhere else. The
Yeah.
history of Levi's sounded good. Renee walked us through that. Didn't see a lot of problems there.
They're doing okay. They're doing great. That made sense. They're practical. They're universal. They're for everybody. They do. White people tried to claim them. They tried to make them designer and too expensive. Whoa, they tried. But in general,
Yeah,
Levi's is still okay.
this is very true. Oh man. But you know what I
Amazing.
will say?
Yeah.
So if you all remember, oh my gosh, Renee, you missed the funniest thing last week.
Tell
We
me.
were doing, oh my gosh, do you get on do you remember the joke? I think we were trying to figure out the name of the designer. It was like who designed somebody's dress was one of the trivia questions.
Right.
And Tim came in with, was it Oshkosh Bagosh? It was like a very fancy label. I think Mackenzie's like, I can't remember the name of it. It was like, was it Oshkosh Bagosh?
The slow burn of that is so funny.
It's so good. I had to explain it to Mackenzie. I was like, oh, it's because it's a callback.
Oh my
Because
God, that's
Renee walked us
so
through the history
funny.
of Oshkosh Bagosh.
I will pay you $5 if on the red carpet, when you are on it, you will not be hosting it, but you will be walking it when you are nominated for an Emmy. And they say, who are you wearing? $5 on the table for you to say, Oshkosh Bagosh.
Who are you wearing? Oshkosh Bagosh. Next question. Oh my God. Even Raymond's like, that was so funny. Yeah. Like, I think Tim had the laugh of the day. That was like, got us
Oh my God.
dying.
Hilarious.
Got us
That's
dying.
very funny. We love it. Love it.
So
Love
good.
it. Love it.
Okay. Well, now I know
Fantastic.
it's not Marvel. Well, okay. It's still technically Marvel Monday. And so while we're
Yes.
not going to dive into Avengers Age of Ultron, because we have
Mhm.
not seen it, we will. There is some great news. So,
Yes.
oh, I
Tell
think
us.
I forgot to tag Sarah in this. I like put it in there. Sarah, there is and tag you in this thing, Sarah, in our doc. If we can get this photo up, it would be amazing. There's a photo of Thor and Thor for the new, like, together. There's a photo that has been released.
Of
Okay, Sarah
who?
wants me to send it in the chat. For the new Thor movie that is coming out, there is
Okay.
a photo of Jane Foster and Thor together.
Oh
And I think it'd be fun
boy.
for us to take a look at. And you can see Natalie Portman's like guns. I mean, aka
That's
her
right.
arms of amazingness. I know we don't love her. I mean, aka Renee does not love her, but
Oh,
I don't know about this
wow.
movie.
It's only because 'cause I'm jealous. I think we landed on that.
Okay.
Anybody who I don't love, I'm just jealous of. Now I'm jealous of the guns. I wanna see these guns. I wanna
Yes, Thor:
see
Love and
them.
Thunder.
Oh, yeah, no, I
But
see them. Wow.
and also in other news, I mean,
Mhm.
Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, has had a huge domestic opening weekend, which I think is also really huge, that when these movies, for one, this is like the 28th Marvel Studios
Mhm.
film, right? 2, we're still kind of in the middle of the pandemic. Like, not everybody's going back to the movies.
Right.
And I think that the final total, I think it's gonna be I think it's gonna be like the 8th largest opening weekend, it's gonna be one of like the 8th largest opening weekend of a movie like ever, which
Right.
is also pretty huge. I think it made somewhere around like somewhere between 160 million, 180 million, for its opening weekend. So
Good lord.
pretty good,
Yeah,
pretty
that's
good.
incredible.
Doing really
Okay.
well.
You know what I think it was? I think it was your promotion on the red carpet for killing that red carpet so well. I think we all watched on YouTube and we were just like, "You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go because of
Oh,
you." Great
stop
job.
it. Oh
Kidding
my
me?
gosh. Well, okay. If I
Mhm.
wasn't doing this show, I would stop everything. The new Avatar trailer has just been released just now as we are here
You
on
you know
this
what else
show.
just happened today, which I will be reporting tomorrow? We're gonna talk about Avatar, but also the Tony nominations have been, it
Oh,
is a
okay.
big
Yes.
day.
Okay.
Okay, but tell me about
Okay.
Avatar. Tell me everything.
Big more. No, there's nothing to tell.
Yes.
I don't know. I haven't seen it. I just clicked on this website and like, here's a new Avatar trailer. I haven't seen it. I don't know. We'll be talking about that
Okay.
tomorrow.
Alright.
Raymond's so kind. Raymond said it didn't hurt me like hosting,
Mhm.
yeah.
Mhm. Renee
And
knows.
Benedict Cumberbatch said that he would be willing to play Doctor Strange for the next decade. So you
Whoa.
always wonder if these folks are kind of like over it, they're tired of it. His performance in Doctor
Right.
Strange is absolutely amazing.
I love
Um,
it.
and someone like said, like he said, he said, yeah, absolutely. They're like, oh, would you be like, how long do you want to play? Like he said that he could see himself playing the role for like the next decade. He said as long as it continues to get more interesting, he would absolutely be up for it. So I love that. I love hearing that.
That's the best news. That's gotta be comforting to be like, "Oh, good.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
Because
then
Chris
listen,
Evans was like, like after around this time where we are
Mhm.
cinematically, like after Winter Soldier, he was like, I'm done. But they signed him to 6. They did back then they used to sign them for like multiple
Mhm.
deals. So
Yeah.
he did like Robert Downey Jr. had a 3 picture like deal. And then if
Right.
he wanted to do more after that, he could do one at a time.
Right.
Chris Evans was signed to 6 movies. And so he's like, okay, all right, this is a
That's
lot.
a lot. Yeah.
Samuel Jackson, 9. And so now I don't think they tell us how, and what was helpful is like we knew if they're like, oh, he's dead, but no, he's coming back because he's done like, he's got more movies to
Right.
do.
Oh, that's
Now they
nice.
don't tell us. Now they don't tell us
Oh, so
how
they
many.
don't.
Oh.
Under lock and key.
Ooh,
Yes.
Pomeranian just gave you your segment for tomorrow. Renee will be doing Tony Tuesdays.
Oh,
Tony
especially
Tuesdays.
because the alliteration. Yes, of course. No, I'll research it all day long today, and then I will come with a presentation, uh, tomorrow for Tony Tuesday.
For Tony Tuesday. I love it. I'm here for it. All right, y'all. Let's do all right, we're gonna get to well, did you look at that? It's already 8:42. I want to make sure we have time for our Manic Monday. If we have time, we'll do a rank it. But we'll do let's do our Manic Monday. Y'all, what has you manic this day? Today, what's got you feeling a little manic? And we're gonna see if we can't get you a little mantra to help get you through that mania. Oh,
Oh,
Sarah's
wait,
got
hold
the
on. Now we're
photo. Look
back.
at
Yes.
this. We're
Yeah.
back. Marvel Monday.
Ratchet
It's
on
back.
Lover. Yeah, exactly. If you're manic, so we can't help you. We gotta talk about this.
Yeah, figure it out. Figure it out. Figure it out. Pomeranian
You're
will
fine.
help.
You're fine. You're fine.
You
Stay
got it.
calm. Carry on. All right, moving on. All right.
Stay calm. Moving on. Oh my gosh. But look at this. This is our first time seeing them both
Come
together. I mean, can we
on.
look at Natalie Portman's biceps for
That is
days?
pretty ridiculous. That's
Like,
pretty ridiculous.
wow,
Yeah.
wow, wow. I
Oh my
can't
goodness
wait. Like, look at the arm
gracious.
action there. She
Very
looks great.
nice.
I'm beyond excited for this. I can't. I can look at this photo all day. I
I
can
love
just
it.
look.
I couldn't love it more. Um, just now I was like, God, what does that? And for some reason, the thing that my brain gave me, which I'm not even familiar with, is when you go to games, they used to have thunder sticks. So like you to a game, so you like hit them together and it
Oh, right,
sounds like
right.
thunder, and that's the so was that a lot of thunder sticking, or what are we doing? How are we getting those arms? Is that I was a
Well, it
personal
could
trainer.
go.
I know better. I knew exactly how to get that done, but all that's left is a thunder
See,
stick.
what actually maybe it was because the title of this movie is Thor: Love and
Mm,
Thunder, so maybe it's on brand for them to do the thunder
they
sticks to
they're doing
go
such a
him.
thing. Yep. Oh, well, I'm
All
very
right.
impressed. Yes.
Now back to your mania, everybody. What's got you manic? Back to the business. We're here to help. We're here to help. What's got you feeling manic? So you can just say into the Echo device, or you can chat. If something's got you stressed this week, something's got you feeling a little manic, then we'll see if we can't get you a Monday mantra.
Yes, please. Imagine the audacity, the absolute oh gosh, there were so many words that I was going to say, none of which are appropriate right now, that I would have to take myself on a 3-day vacation to Big Sur and come back complaining. Can you imagine? Imagine. She took 3 days off. She was one with nature. She didn't respond to a text or an email the entire time and came back with gripes, with grievances. She came back. So I have nothing. I'm great.
Okay,
Thanks,
good.
but
I love wow. And I think that's a testament. It shows you to like, get away, unplug, get
yeah,
back to joy. So I think maybe
joy
like,
it matters.
okay, it's easy to be the Buddha on the lake, easy to be the Buddha on the mountain. We have our own Buddha right here. What is the wisdom that you have for the rest of us, cr- like folks who are
Oh,
running around with all this mania? What
what can we
advice do you
do?
have for us?
What can we do?
What's our
Yeah,
yeah.
breathing. That's it. That's it. Because that is all you do in nature is you just
Wow.
breathe. And that's it just matters. It is crazy
Mm,
how much that fixes everything. And the stillness of it, the like
mm,
presence of just
mhm, mhm.
breathe and be present. It was a 3-day meditation and that will fix everything.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Breathe and be present. That is getting still. Because I think usually when you're getting a little manic, you're probably
Mhm.
not breathing. You're not really
Mhm.
thinking it through.
Mhm.
And you're not present. We're worried about all these things that most of them don't ever happen,
You're
and
right.
especially not the way that we think that they will.
Never.
But our mind is looking for all of these different threats that are coming to get us, and they're not real.
You're
It's
not.
all imaginary.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. And I think that, like, weirdly, the acceptance of chaos, of like, I
Mm,
can't control so many things. There's
mhm.
very, 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 very little that I control. So all this worrying and this hemming and this hawing and this calculating and this manipulating, because that's me. I thrive on being a manipulative person. But you can't. You can't change anything. You can just breathe. That's what you can do. Yes,
Ooh,
yes,
look
ma'am.
at
Tell
this
me.
Pomeranian adding in breathe and maybe name 2 gratitudes for every gripe.
Oh,
I love that.
love
I love that
that.
so much. Especially because I wait till the end of the day to do my gratitudes. I do 5
Mhm.
things I'm grateful for in my gratitude journal at the end of the day. But sometimes it's like to Pomeranian's point, I probably have let my grievances like takes root,
Right.
And so just like finding those like I am grateful for that. Even if I'm like working with somebody that is like, oh, they are driving me up the wazoo. Maybe
Yep.
I can find maybe like 2 or 3 things that I'm grateful for about them
Yeah.
or even this moment. So I
Oof,
can kinda
that's
help
great.
change that narrative because I'm just letting thatness like seep into me and it's not
Yeah.
gonna serve me and it's not gonna serve the moment. So
Yep.
I love
Completely.
that.
I love that. And I do think, a mindset is a tricky thing to sort of dive into because then it can dip into like, well, your circumstances are 100% because of you, because of the way you think. So I don't love that. I don't love dipping that low, but I do think there is some truth to the notion of just like it kind of matters the way that you think about things. I've been listening to Hades Town a lot, and that's about the Greek mythology of like the the darkest demon you have is your own brain and the way you think about things. So,
Mm.
I think
That's kinda like Marianne Williamson, who, I used to take some of her classes. She has
mhm,
a really great book called Return to Love. She's a Course in Miracles teacher, and she had said she was like, "Oh, Marianne, the devil's not real, that's all in your head." And then she goes, "That would be the best place for them to be."
yeah,
And
yeah,
that's exactly it. It's just the
yeah,
devil in your own mind,
yep,
really. It's
yeah.
just, there it
That's
is.
like the exact lyric. Good job. You did you write Hades Town?
Oh my god. That's it.
I love it.
And I kind of similar, I think, Renee, I had such a great week being in LA. As my therapist said, try it out, see if you like it. I think that I do. I and again, I'm also reading, just finished this morning, actually, this
Mhm,
audiobook called Illogical by Emmanuel Acho. And it's all about making the illogical choice. Like if you think about anything that has been invented or created, someone did something illogical
mhm,
for it to happen. Like whether it's the
mhm,
Wright brothers who created a plane, and nothing's logical about that airplane
yeah,
and what they did, but they went with this logical step.
mhm,
Running the break, Roger Bannister, who broke the 8 minute mile or the mile, right?
right.
The 4 minute mile or whatever. Yes, I think it was the 4 minute
4
mile.
minutes,
He
yeah.
broke it. See, our running lady. She's like, no, no, no,
Sorry,
four, I
sorry,
got it.
sorry,
No, no, no.
sorry.
It's
I
great. Thank
regretted
you. I
the
was like, she'll
second I
know.
did it. I hated it. Sorry.
No, I'm glad that you did. I was like, she'll know it. Keep me honest. But it was illogical that thought that he would be able to break it. And so it's finding those things or so anyways, all this to say, I'm similar to Renee is that like I just had a really great week in LA and I think it showed me like I think there's a few things. If you don't like the things that are happening in your life, change it. You do
Mhm.
have opportunity and choice. Like if you look at the things that are not serving you,
Yeah.
whether it's like, a living situation or you're dating someone, and it's like, if it's not serving you, then change it. If it's a job, like, change it. Like, we have so much freedom and choice, so make those choices. So I'm now making those moves to change them. So I don't really have anything. I think too, this is gonna be the first week in 4 months where I only have 2 things that I'm doing. I
Oh,
have a morning
so
show,
nice. Yeah.
and then I have my day job.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's amazing. You
I
need
don't
that. You
For
deserve that.
4
Yeah.
months, I have
Yeah.
had so many things. I mean, at one point, it was like working on the Marvel red carpet, my
Right.
podcast, this morning show, and my full time, like, it's a lot
It's
of
too much.
stuff.
It's just too much. Yeah.
Um, yes. Oh, Pomeranian. I think we are of the same tribe because Pomeranian just said
Ooh.
Marianne Williamson also wrote A Woman's Worth.
Yeah.
It was an important read for me as well. Yeah,
There's
that's
good
what
stuff
she
in there.
said.
Yeah.
They really, really great, really, really great books. Return to Love is like that as though Oprah used to carry it around in her purse, like copies of it, and would be
Mm.
like, "Have you read Marianne Williamson's
You're
book?" And be talking
gonna
to a waiter and be like, "Here you go, you take this
here you
book." Like, it is a really classic book. So I think my mantra for today is, I think, one, or this week, make those illogical choices.
Mhm.
People around you, we talked about this at the beginning of the show, you'll ask them for advice, but they're going to tell you the logical thing. And sometimes you got to like do the thing that's illogical, um, you've got to, break the mold, like, you can't impossible. What's that thing? So impossible is actually I'm possible,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So I think it's
Yeah.
just like thinking like of all the different possibilities. Being imperfect is I'm perfect, right? So those
Mhm.
things.
I
Yeah.
love
So
this. Yeah.
yeah,
Accurate
that's
across the board. Yes. Yes. 1,000
possible.
times yes.
And
Yeah.
we do. Well,
Breathe
I
and be
think that's
logical.
breathe and be illogical. Look at
Yeah.
Renee just Yoda. See, she's fresh off the mountain. She can see all the things. She's like, I see what it is.
Ah,
Breathe
there we
and
go.
be illogical. That is exactly going to be my thing for the week. That's our assignment. Get on uppers this week. We're going to breathe and be illogical.
I love it.
Raymond said, out of the two of us, he said, who is Oprah and who is Gail
Oh, I'm
out of the two
Gail.
of us?
I'm Gail. I'm sidekick for days over here. Yeah, bless you for making it a question, but yeah.
Um, but Gail I was almost going to fight for it, but
Yeah.
Gail is a hard-hitting journalist who is amazing in her own career in her
Oh
own right.
gosh, yeah.
Hard worker. So you are Gail. I'm not saying
Am I
like
Stedman?
I'm not saying oh my
I
God,
might be
stop
Stedman.
it. No. No, I'm meaning this to say that seems
Yeah.
right to me because Renee is one of the hardest working people that I know. Is like, you dig deep. I think you can ask the tough questions as well.
Sure.
You will dig in, you will dig deep.
Okay.
You are the one
Okay.
that interviewed Lin-Manuel Miranda on episode 1 of Can I Pet Your Dog? Like,
Yeah.
doing the work. You're doing the
Okay.
work.
I like
So,
that. I
I
like that.
yeah.
Okay. Well then, yes. Jam is
Oprah
over.
and
I
Gail
am
are
Gail.
equals. Oprah and Gail are equals. They're doing it in their own ways. So fair. Fair.
Love it. I love
Uh,
it.
Raymond said, I would say you are. Oh, he said that we're more like, I don't know. Raymond, I want to stick to your original thing.
Yeah,
Ryan
let's do
said,
it.
I would say you all are Ryan
Oh,
Seacrest and Kelly Ripa.
sure. I like Oprah and Gail, but I will also take Ryan Seacrest,
I'll take
and
it.
I am the Ryan Seacrest. Yes.
And I definitely the Kelly Ripa for sure. That does work. I guess it might be more apropos. Okay. Oh, last bit of things I want to like
Yeah.
Pomeranian just shared with us, and we are going to get out of here. Pomeranian dropped this nugget of advice. Sometimes it's the slowing down that helps us see what we really value and who we want to be.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
That is the note we have to wrap the show up on because
Mm.
Pomeranian, that is so true. It's so
Mhm.
true. And I think that's what Renee and I both have experienced within these last like couple of days is like slowing down and
Slow
getting
down.
more present and hearing
Focus.
hearing
What
those
matters.
voices.
Love it.
What matters.
I love it. What matters.
All right. Well, we're going to be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Pacific time, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central time. None of those are in order. I don't know why I did that. But anyways, we'll be back here for 2 hours. We'll be diving back into it. Tony Tuesday, all such great things. Remember, you can leave a review. It helps people to find us as well. And you can also subscribe so you'll never miss a moment or a beat. We want to thank Raymond and Pomeranian and Stacey and Tim all for being so involved in today's show. Y'all are just so great. We'll be back here tomorrow. And what's coming up after this, Renee?
Well, I'd love to tell you. Up next, we have Anthony Davis. Followed by that is your pal Hal, and we'll be ending the show with Mario Smith. A lot of great stuff.
Great stuff. So much great stuff. All right. Well, everybody, thank you so much for watching Get On Up. I'm James Arthur M.
And I'm Renee, and you just
Got on up.
Guys, have a great Monday. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.